All right, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we got going on today is a video from the Nothing to Something podcast. We got hood vlogger Milk74 telling a story of when he got put onto the hood. But you already know, before we get into this video, I got a small little service announcement. There's 3 videos of upcoming artists on this page. Go look for them. You'll see them in a playlist called Music Video Reactions. So to any artist that wants their music reacted to or it's just posted, hit me on my Instagram at TheHaterWorld. I'll hit you with a price tag, and if we can work, we can work. But you already know that Instagram handle is at TheHaterWorld. And go run up the numbers on these artists. You know, I will tell you, some of them are garbage. Some of them are straight garbage. Some of them are cool. It all depends. You know, but once again, at TheHaterWorld. But back to this video right here. We got Milk74 recanting a story of when he got put on. So with no further ado, let's get you guys a Southsider's reaction. Let's go.
You know, and around this time, around like your teenage year, beginning teenage years, 12, 13, 14 years old, is usually like when us as young boys, start to want to get involved with things. Rather that's, like you said, sports, gang activity around you. If you come from that environment and everything like that, would you say this is around the time you really started to dig into it and get involved with the streets?
Yeah, 53rd is when it was like, it was.
Bro, at that age, 13, 14, 15, is when your mind starts to try to think and put together what you actually like doing. You know, whether you like building bikes, whether you like playing soccer, whether you like, chilling with the homies on the block. So, at that time, bro, your mind is wandering.
Like, I'm at that age. I already figured out I'm not trying to play no fucking football. School ain't really working for me because I can't just seem to, like, it's like I do my work, and then after that, I'm just all over the place. So that shit not really working. I'm getting into trouble early on. Like elementary, I went through 3 or 4 of them. But yeah, like 12 years old, I made up my mind. I don't want to rap. Tried that. We used to, because I had a homie who uncle was a rapper named Hurtless from like Oakland. But I tried that shit for like 2 days. Tried the sports. But if for some reason I just wanted to just be in the streets. I had a homie who lived across the street. His daddy used to have a chop shop. This is a long time ago, so he already went to jail for this shit. But he had a chop shop, like cutting up cars. I wanted to go over there and learn that shit.
Listen, at that age, bro, your mind is just trying to figure shit out, right? So if your parents ain't there, or your parents let you be outside in the wild, aka the streets, and you ain't got no parent guidance, like a parent that takes you fishing, a parent that takes you to the store with them, a parent that tells you gotta be inside by this time and I gotta monitor who your friends are, right? A parent that actually takes time to go and, kick you with you at the mall or whatever, right? If you ain't got none of that, then you're actually on your own. So when you go outside and you meet a friend, you go wondering with that friend, bro. And now that friend has a dad that does this. You're over there kicking it, trying to figure out what he's doing. And then you see the money he's making. Oh, I can do this too. And that could be, it don't have to be a shop chop. It could be anything, bro. Selling dope, pimping women, banging on the block. It could be anything. So, this could be a good message for anybody out there that got kids, bro. Around that age, make sure you're there. Make sure you take time to go. Listen, if you go to the store, take your kid with you. If you go to the market, take your kid with you. If you go into Walmart, take your kid with you. On the weekend, make time to take your kids, to the river, fishing. Find a sport or find something they like doing and bond together. Keep their mind off of wanting to wander, right? Because I got nephews, bro, that are within that age, time frame, and some of them are nerds, and that's because they got their parents. They're always there. They're strict. And I got nephews that are outside running wild because their parents don't give a fuck. So I'm able to see, that parents make a big difference in a kid's life.
So we used to go watch him, then we used to go take bikes take the brakes off, take the tires off, take the handlebars off, put them on other bikes. So yeah, like 12 years old, I kind of made up my mind like this is what it is.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. And you rep Hoover, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He made up his mind because he had no other choice. Listen. He made up his mind because there was nothing cracking at home and it was fun being outside. But I guarantee you that if he had like a father figure or a big brother that said, hey, you know, I got to play football today. You're coming with me. I don't care what you say. You coming. Things would have been different, bro. But a lot of parents, they don't put in the effort. They don't put in the effort or they're not there.
You know, I always ask people this question, you know, who come from that environment and that world, you know, reflecting back to that time, you know, if you can and everything, what was that experience like and how did you kind of like get put on when it came down to being a part of Hoover?
Well, okay, so my grandmother had the property over there. So I just didn't pop up like high school or some shit like that and just popped up over there. I was already over there. Like I spent a lot of my time over there. So fast forward like 2008, my mama died. She died one day, like in her sleep. She just
Rest in
died.
peace.
So after that, I went with my sister on Adams, but I just couldn't live with her because she had a baby daddy, well, her husband. So he started trying to play like father, or not even father, but like every time he just was like complaining about bullshit. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Come on, Milk. That's responsibility, my boy. Listen. You in somebody's home, you a guest, you know, I tell this all the time. Look, I got a similar situation. I really don't want to say anything because I don't want to make nobody feel bad right now, you know, even though I'm an asshole. But listen, I got homeboys that come over and they're just chopping it up with me. And before they leave, motherfuckers sweep, they mop. You know, it's just out of love, bro, because they're here wasting my time, I guess. Or they're coming here, not wasting my time, but they come here to waste time, right? They come here to kick it, kill time. And, you know, they don't feel like, I got a homie, right? He'll come over, he'll kick it. My house is your house. So whatever the fuck he wants to do here, handle, right? Before he leaves, bro, that fool will clean up, he'll sweep, he'll do something. I don't ask him to do it, but he's doing it out of respect. But there's motherfuckers, bro, that'll ask you for a place to live, and you'll be like, yeah, don't trip. You can stay here. And you're thinking that within a few weeks, they'll get it together. Or within a month, they'll get it together. But a month passes by, they don't, and they're still on the couch. All right, cool, whatever, right? But yet, they can't clean. They can't cook. They can't spiffy up the place. So it's like, hold on, dog. So you staying on my pad, right? I'm not charging you rent. And you can't even clean? But the homie that don't live here comes over for a few hours and cleans up? You got to go, my boy.
Ain't saying I got to stay in the house, can't go out at a certain time.
See?
So I went with my
Rules.
other sister who was living, because my grandmother had property. We never...
Hold on. I bet you Milk understands that now. Back then, he was in the street, so it was like, I want to go outside, bro. I'm going to come in at whatever time I want. You know, when you ain't got bills and you don't know what bills are, you don't respect rules. But when you grow and you got your own spot, your own whips, your own responsibilities, that's when you start to realize, like, damn, I was really a fucking piece of shit. You feel me?
Sold it. Once she died, nobody sold it yet. So we still had property, a house in the front, apartments in the back. My uncle was still in the front. So I went over there and lived with my sister over there, my other sister. And that was basically like, shit, I'm on my own.
Yeah.
So that's when that shit started. Now I'm over here every day. Now I'm outside. I'm just not staying in this yard or on this street. I'm going other streets, everywhere. So you know that's how that shit started. Yeah.
So
and I already wanted to do it because I was already claiming that shit.
Yeah.
Before I was even from it.
Okay.
Hey, that is crazy though. How sometimes you claim a gang before you get to be from it or before you meet anybody. Bro, my situation is almost similar. You know, I was sort of already claiming the gang that I wanted to be from because I had knew somebody in, 6th grade, right? I had knew somebody from that gang, and that was my best friend. So I was already sort of claiming it, right? Because he was from it, right? And he's my best friend, so I was claiming it. And then come 7th grade, he went to a different middle school. I went to a different middle school, and so I'm over here like, okay, fuck it, yeah, and I still claiming it. And like a year later, we ended up going to a different middle school where we met up again somehow again, and it was like it was meant to be. So fuck it, I'm ready. 7th grade.
Because you grew up in the area, you was just automatically a part of it. It wasn't like no jumping in.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, hell no, fuck no. I got put on.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like that was just the reason how I landed over there.
Yeah.
Didn't nobody like take me over there. I didn't get like, oh, I go to school with him. Oh, you from there? Let me go over there.
Yeah,
I was already.
Listen, a lot of people. Okay, so listen, I've been hearing this a lot. Like, oh, you know, like I heard Milk actually saying that T-Rail hasn't been put on. Let me tell you guys something. I've heard, and I've seen homies that get put on without getting jumped in, right? Some homies don't need to get jumped in, right? Listen, some homies, bro, don't want to jump in and rather go squeeze the trigger. If you get what I'm saying, like, all right, go catch these bodies, bro, and you ain't gotta get jumped in, And at that point, it's like, fuck the jumping. This fool already. He already, you know what I mean. Some homies, bro, they got it like that. They got the juice, and they ain't gotta get jumped in. Some homies were born and raised in it because they're family. Some homies been on the block for before a lot of other homies, and their uncles and their family and their aunts and their cousins, so they ain't got to, And then there's the 13-second jump in, 3 homies. 2 homies, it all depends. So it's a variety of ways to get into the hood.
Over there. So like, yeah, if I'm gonna get put on anything, it's gonna be this shit. So yeah, I mean, it just boiled down to one day really like, some people like, oh, he need to get put on. Some people like, nah, he don't need to get put on. But then, one day it just boiled down to somebody say, hey man, fuck this, he needs to get put on.
Yup.
He outside every day with us. Like, why you gonna get put on and you already banging it in
Yup.
juvenile hall and shit like this. So, it was just.
That's how it goes. Plus, also, a lot of homies that are around, they can't hear the convos that you're having with homies that are actually from the set. So you got to move out the way. I'll tell you like this. One time there was a situation where, there was a homie with me in the whip, and he wasn't from the hood, but he was with me, right? And something happened to me where we had to go retaliate, and he wanted to roll. And the homies were like, fool, you can't go because you're not from the hood. So either you get put on right now so you can roll, or you get the fuck out of here. And because he was with me when it happened, he felt obligated and he wanted to. He's like, nah, put me on. He got put on, bro. And 5 minutes later, he's the driver. And let's roll, if you get my drift.
From that, and then it just was like, fuck it, come on.
Yeah.
So I went and got put on.
Yeah. And people who not from LA, they don't understand that's really like what you just said. That's really how it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you earlier, I grew up in Watts, but my mom, she sent us to school in Inglewood. So I went to like Monroe, Morningside, schools over there. So I grew up around Grape Street, but I went to school with Inglewood family, but I always had my uncles and people like that around me, you know what I'm saying? So hanging out with all the homies over there with, where I go to school at, Inglewood family and all of them, all the homies like, man, you always with us, you got to get put on, all the time, right? But they had respect for me too, because I played basketball and I was strong-minded because my uncles was like, hey, you ever join, you going to have to, because my uncles, it was a part of all, streets and all of that type of stuff. So they're like, you ever get put on, you got to see us. So my mind was kind of like in a different place. That's why I always ask that you have kind of like that male figure around, because if you don't, we already know who's going to be that male figure.
The hood.
Streets.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's going to be the homie saying, hey, you need to get put on. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have that, automatically you come from LA, you come from the streets, you gonna be a part of something.
I mean, it had went a long time, cause I used to have this one older homie. He wasn't on me like that, but he used to be like, shit. I mean, you might as well. Yeah. You out here. He used to say you fake gang banging. So it's like you might as well.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's how it be too, though, bro. I had some homies from Compton, 36, CVL 36. And them motherfuckers were always trying to put me on. I'm like, fool, you tripping? I'm over here. What the fuck you talking about? Right? And they were my homies that moved to the town, right? They moved to the town, so I would always kick it with them, but they were always trying to put everyone on. See, and that's how hood hoppers happen. Hood hoppers are weak-minded individuals, so they'll be like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Nah, my boy, what the fuck you talking about? And they knew where I was from, but they still wanted to put me on because we would kick it every day. It's like, for you tripping, you know? And you know what the funny thing is? That about a month later, one of the little homies that was sort of a recruit with me and my boys, he ended up going over there. And I'm like, dog, you're not even from there. Like, you don't even know them except for those two guys, you know? And so, hey, and the... I'm not even gonna go into that story. I'm gonna leave that story how it is. But shout out to the homies from CVL 36. You know, it is what it is. Listen, that's how hood hoppers come about, bro. Somebody either move into the town or you'll move out of town and you'll kick it with another crew. And I don't mean kick it like go do things. I just mean like the homie, right? You meet the homie, you get kicking and smoking weed, and you know, like, hey, fool, get put on over here. You kicking it with us? Hell no, fool, you tripping. You know, like, but hood hoppers will be like, all right, fuck it, fool, let's do it. And boom, that's how hood hopper. Listen, no good, bro. No good, trash. No good, trash. But listen, there ain't that much more to say on this video. There you go. Milk Sam Force just explained the reason on how he got put on. So motherfuckers still talking. I don't know what to say. It's all right there in black and white. Shout out to the Nothing to Something podcast. You know, they doing their thing. And shout out to Milk. He doing his thing on the YouTube streets. You already know. Other than that, don't take what I say too serious. Believe me, I talk a lot of shit. Other than that, I'm going to kill this video. We're laying, call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Once again, I'm Blue Devil. This has been a Hater World production. And we out.